Hey everybody, my name is Ed Kane. I'm from Impact Telecom. Some of you I've known, we've done business before in the past. I also have with us my boss, the VP of Sales for Impact Telecom, Don Kennison, who's in the back of the room. And we're here today to talk about voice services, mostly cloud-based voice services. A little bit about us. Privately owned company. We operate in the US and Canada. 25 years of experience. 150 million plus in annual revenue. That actually went up a little bit with our acquisition of TNCI, or our merger, excuse me. Four main customer bases. We do commercial, carrier, wholesale, text messaging, and residential. Products that run the gamut, hosted services, PRI, SIP trunking, big, large LD deals, POTS lines in specific markets. In-house billing, we're a licensed LUC, 300 plus carrier interconnect, so we're a carrier's carrier as well. So our LD traffic is like some of our competitors actually buy their LD from us. So, and 3 plus billion minutes a month and messages a month. Network map that every carrier shows you. So we've got 100% native VoIP network, it's our backbone. Virtual traffic origination, oh there it is, much better. Virtual traffic origination and termination. A few private nationwide IP networks that can interface SS7, ISDN, DTMF. One of the largest feature group D networks in the country. So terminating toll free, we can keep that all on our network. Origination, termination, it stays on our network. So that's the highlights of Impact Telecom. I've been there personally for 6 months. It's a great organization. New into the space as far as hosted telecom goes. Probably, I don't know, how long have we been doing hosted?
2 years.
2 years, okay, yeah, 2 years. So, there's a lot of competitors. I mean, it's such a saturated space, as you all know. So we're kind of a little bit late in the game, but the good part about that is you learn the do's and don'ts. So we're set up to be more on the do side as opposed to the don't side. If you don't mind. I feel bad having to push the button.
Oh, no problem.
So why Impact? So our premier product is hosted PBX. And a little bit about our product is that, first off, is we're not a BroadSoft-based platform. We're not on BroadSoft. So we're an alternate option for those folks that are on that. With BroadSoft, you get usually a little higher cost. It's more of an enterprise-based solution. We're on what's called a NetSapient platform. And the nut of that is that BroadSoft is a license-based service, so whenever you buy a seat, you buy a license. On the NetSapient platform, it's a port-based platform, right? So it kind of simulates like a PRI over subscription model, right? So 10 to 1, whatever. I'm sure it's not that rate, but you can get more bang for your buck on that platform as far as pricing to your customer versus it's 1-to-1 on BroadSoft. Same features and functionality. Not a full contact center yet. We're actually working on bringing that on board. Agent, everybody has a portal, so it's got the same user portal that everybody has. It doesn't look like BroadSoft, it's our own, and I can show you that too. So why Impact hosted? So simple deployment. Most hosted deals are plug and play. You ship them the handsets, you can plug them in. No upfronts on our services, so you won't get hit with phone charges or handset costs up front when you sell your service. Basic features that everybody has. We have the mobile app. We have a redundant 10 years or whatever it is. Sure.
Do you do live failover between your SBCs?
Yes. Yes. So you don't go down. And actually, who was out? Who was out the other day? Somebody was out. Somebody was down for several hours. Oh. My former company was. Sorry. Anyway, next slide, please. Thanks.
You were doing that.
Sorry, that was a faux pas on my part. Sorry. Again, we have the mobile app. It's a standard app that most hosted providers have. I shouldn't say standard; it doesn't make it sound robust, but we're just as robust as everybody else. Calls come in, you answer through the app. You can do it via Wi-Fi. You want to dial out through the app, so it looks like you're outpulse your company DID, so they think you're calling from your desk when you're at the golf course, whatever, however you want to do it. I leave it on all day. It actually gives you a call history and everything. There isn't texting through it right now, and it doesn't show who's online, right? It doesn't give you presence as far as everybody else in your contact list. That piece of it's coming. NetSapient is adding the functionality to it now, then we'll roll that out. And again, it's free on Google Play or iTunes. You can load it on an iPad, any notebook, any device that you can get an internet connection. You can plug a headset in or whatever, and you're using your phone wherever. So, next slide. And this is the part. This is the part that's exciting, right? So, again, because we're on NetSapient and because our pricing structure is different, the pricing for our seats include the handsets. So, 5 seats of VVX 300, $19.99 a month, including the handset. The customer gets the handset included in the price. They get to keep the handset after a 3-year term, and we provide a 3-year warranty, which nobody else out there does, right? So Telecom will give you a 1-year warranty on a handset. We're going to honor that handset for 3 years. And if they want to continue on and they want to, at the end of the term, they want to go back in, we'll add more warranty to it, right? So you can see, it gets pretty competitive. $19.99 for a 400 out the door on their desk, no outlay in cash, it's their phone.
Does that include features?
That's everything. That's everything. We only have, so I don't know if it's the next slide or not, but our feature set is, call forwarding and all the, the standard features that you get, auto attendant, all that stuff is included in the basic price. We have 1 seat type. We don't have levels like some of our competitors or anything where you add the Presence app or you add contact center or whatever it is. We don't do that. So it's all inclusive. And again, it's an SMB play, multi-site play. It's not an enterprise play. So we're not looking for 100-seat deals where they want to integrate with Salesforce.com or they want to add call center apps. Our contact center is coming, but it's not on board yet. So those aren't deals that we would want to play in. And if you come to me with a deal like that, I'll just tell you, take it someplace else because we're not a fit.
Can you be more specific? Do you just not want 50-seat deals, or do you
No. I don't want deals that I have to integrate with Salesforce.com. I don't want call center deals. And it's not that I don't want them. I would love to have them.
50 seats at that price you'll do.
Oh yeah. Once you hit 5 seats at that price, 10 seats and up, right. So if you have, I've done deals where it's multi-site. They've got 4 lines at 20 different sites. That's a 100-seat deal, but that's a multi-site deal. If they've got I got one yesterday. It was like a 230 site, 230, but it's just handsets on a desk, and it's not a call center. So those deals make sense if they're just looking for basic features. We're rolling out call recording next month. So if you have a customer that wants call recording right now, we can give it to them. It's mid-April, but so by the time you sell the deal and get it installed, it'll be good to go. And right now, because the pricing is not baked in, and Don doesn't hear this, we'll just throw it in right now. Yeah.
A few questions.
Sure.
Anything 1 to 4 users?
No, so we don't want that kind of business because the cost to provision something like that, we don't really make, the margins don't work when I've got people chasing, single line deals or 3-seat deals on our operations side.
Okay. So now with regards to phones, I see you have Yealink there and basically your Polycoms.
Yep.
First of all, can you work with existing?
No, we do not do BYOD at this time.
Okay. Do you offer any other phones like Panasonic?
No, it's just Polycom. And the reason we don't do BYD is we're giving away the phones anyway. So if somebody comes to me with handsets, they can either go sell them on eBay or whatever. There's still no upfront charge for them, right? So it's a kind of a wash. And Don can kind of speak to that a little bit.
Well, the challenge is that when you're bringing your own device to the table, the time it takes for us to provision that device and the customer experience potentially being poor, taking them hard down and then hard back up, it's better for us to work through providing a new piece of equipment and giving them a much better experience than
Yeah, because I've done them before, and it's 15 minutes per device normally, and that's if they have the admin passwords. If they don't have the admin passwords to the device, then they're chasing it down from whoever they got it from, Vonage or whoever, or if they just bought it online, it's whatever. So,
How much usage or minutes is included in that price?
Unlimited local and long distance. There is an acceptable use
In the
policy.
Continental U.S.?
Yep.
Canada?
No. Not Canada. Not yet.
Is there basic ACD functionality?
As far as what, auto attendant?
Yeah, Yeah, call
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You get an auto attendant free. It's included with the service.
Multi-tier or?
I believe it's single tiered, correct?
2 tiers.
2 tiers.
When we go to the 3rd tier, it's additional $10 per
Right.
tier. It gets pretty complicated when you get down 3 and 4 and 5 tiers.
Yeah,
So
it-
try
it-
to encourage you not to go deep that way.
And the reason why I don't know that is because a lot of the size of the deals that we sell, they're not the enterprise, like where they have a bunch of organizations underneath, that usually 1 or 2 auto attendants work fine. Unless it's, again, it's a multi-site where they want one separate at each location. So, but we do that.
Okay.
How many party conferencing can you do on the system?
I believe it's 3.
Depends on the handset.
Is it? Okay.
So VVX 300 will be 3.
Yeah.
400 is 4. When you get to the 5 and 6, it's 6. That's the number of sessions that the phone can control.
I did not know that. Sticky. So you can go to the next one. And then the 500 and 600. And let me talk about the 500. Well, first of all, if somebody wants Bluetooth, make sure you sell them a 600 because that's the only model that can do that, right? Vinny and I learned that the hard way. And as far as like the 500, if you have a customer that wants call recording, sell them a 500, buy them a gig stick, and tell them to stick it in the back USB port. Because it'll record every call that they make. And then they can manage it like they manage any file folder. So that's another way to get around the call recording piece if that's a need, right, like immediate, okay? And you know, these phones are all HD. I've sold some of these handsets as conference room phones for offices just because the rooms aren't big enough to require a $500 Telecom sound station 5000 or whatever. You know, the mics in these things, while they're only one directional, they're still good enough to pick up a smaller room. Maybe not a room this size, but you know, just a smaller conference room, like law offices that are smaller, stuff like that.
Hey, Ed,
Yeah.
you may want to mention the cloud recording offer we have coming out.
Yeah, I did earlier. Yeah, so we do have cloud recording coming out. It's coming out April 15th. But in the meantime, if you wanted to bridge them over until that actually rolled out, and we're going to roll it out. So anything that we add to the network, the customer is eligible to add onto their service, right? So we don't have a price point for that yet because there isn't one. Well, so, okay, so now that you brought it up, I'm going to tell you right now. Sell everybody call recording right now because it's free, and if they sign up now, we're never going to charge them for it. So if they sign a deal and they want call recording, we're just going to throw it in now. And the guys in product and marketing won't hear me say that out loud.
What is your retention, have you thought about your retention policy on recordings?
So
I didn't hear that.
the retention call recordings, so how long are we going to hold them? There's a storage plan, right? So my guess is what I've seen is, well, Don, go ahead.
Well, right now, the way we've got it set up is it's pretty much going to be indefinitely as long as the
Yeah.
service is on. You know, what you're running into is we're still building our plans from a storage perspective on how much we want to allow per handset.
Yeah.
Is it
2 gigs,
500 gigs,
yeah,
a
whatever.
terabyte, what does that look like? So as we're still trying to figure that out, we needed to get this product out to the market, so we're going to grandfather a limited type of usage service onto it. But as the product comes out next month, we'll better be able to tell you from the storage perspective how long we can keep it on.
Usually, what I've seen is we'll let you keep it as long as you want to pay for it. Because once you hit that storage threshold that's given as part of the product, once you go over, they're going to start dinging you per month. That's what I've seen, you know, in the industry anyway. So, but again, you can. A lot of them have portals. You can go in and download them and take them off and stay underneath that threshold. So I've seen people do that as well. You can go to the next one. And then we use the Yealink DECT phone. Now, folks of you that sold the Yealink DECT phone way back, last year or previously, they've upgraded the software and the battery life on these things. So it's not like the older models where they would just crap out within 30, 40 minutes. Now they've actually got sustainable battery life and they work really well. So there's a lot of heartache with this device way back last year. It's solid now. So this is the one we chose. We devved a bunch of them. This is the one we chose to go with.
Yeah, we're seeing about 6 hours of talk time on that phone now, and standby about 48 hours. So it's performing a lot better than it did the last previous 2 years.
Yeah, and I can download slicks and send them to you. There's like a 400-foot radius on the base from them, and you can usually put 4 devices on a base. So they work pretty good for people that want to be mobile. And I also, if you don't have it, I have the PDF that lists all the Polycom supported headsets that you can put on all the Polycom device, the VVX series. It's a big document, so if you have one in mind, you can just search it by that one, because that's the best way to do it. We don't sell the headsets.
How does that work? Do you plug it next to a
No, this works just like anything. It's got an Ethernet cable to the base. It's got an Ethernet cable to the base. It's got a DID on it. And then you just use like a regular phone.
So
Can
your
you use
question,
it in
it plugs
combination
into
with your
LAN,
headset?
it plugs right into the LAN. So if you've got, just plugging right into your standard.
But could you have a basic handset and also that
Yes.
goes to the back of the base?
Yeah, so we can do it two ways. We can set you up where that's an extension off of your base,
Right.
or we can set you up that that's completely separate.
Good, okay, so you can do both ways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
What we
misunderstood.
see a lot of folks do
That-
is they're saying, I need a separate unit.
Yeah.
And by the way, I also want my CEO's DID to be
Yeah,
on
of
this,
course.
so that I can catch that.
Yeah.
So you can do it both ways. You
Right.
can daisy chain it or if you.
Sure. And you know how the hunt groups work. You can put them in a hunt group on their own, or you can put them in simultaneous ring. You can do whatever you want with them, right? So all that stuff, and you can do all that through the portal. You can turn it on and off, and for those of you who haven't seen a portal for hosted, it's pretty simple. You can do everything you'd ever want to do and more in a portal, and never have to call that PBX guy to come back out. And if you're PBX guys, I apologize for that. Okay. So we've just come out with this product here, and this is to me it's a differentiator from outside of our pricing and our feature set. But this is called Simple WAN. This is a box that we can put on the edge of the customer's WAN or LAN, I should say, that will add QoS to the voice traffic for those customers that are worried about QoS over the public internet, and it also provides real-time snapshots of the traffic on their network, be it their IP carrier, be it the LAN, whatever. And what it does is it eliminates finger pointing as to whose fault their service is bad, whether they're having jitter or whatever. We can go in, take a real-time snapshot because it has a ton of reports that, I'm not a bits and bytes guy, but it's got a ton of reports that you can look at, and you can tell, at the time you were having those bad phone calls, your guy in the back was downloading a CAD file that was 3 gigs or whatever, so it's just an add-on, and it helps you get around that conversation. Oh, what about voice quality? What about this? What about that? This device is $19.99 a month. It sits on the edge of their network, and we monitor it. So when they call in, if they've got that device, our ops guys can take a peek right away into it. So it's great for customer service, on that side of it as well. Don, you have anything you want to add on that? No? Okay. And then there's actually, go ahead, Ben.
No, you were going to talk about the wireless.
Yeah, the next slide. So it comes in 2 flavors, right? It comes in the Simple WAN, which is hardwired, and then the wireless device, which is the same device, it's just wireless, right? So this is $39.90 a month. This is $19.99 a month. And they don't get to keep these devices like they do the handsets. That comes back to us. That's just an insurance policy or whatever you would want to consider it. And while they could put it in front of their firewall, we would prefer them to put it behind their firewall because it would give us a better snapshot of their LAN traffic. But if they don't want to put it on their network, whatever, that's fine. Then we'll just put it on the outside. But this is a great device, and there's other folks that are using this device and have a lot of success with it. Go ahead, Dave.
So it says 1 year hardware warranty, so after 2 years, since they're renting, and I'm assuming if there's an issue, you guys.
Oh yeah, we'll replace that. Yeah, that's on us. This is our device. If we replace it, anytime this device goes bad, that's ours. The 1 year warranty is for us. Go ahead. Okay, so implementation services. Right now, how many folks in here sell hosted PBX? Wow, just a few. Okay. Traditionally, hosted PBX is pretty simple to install, right? You ship them a handset, it's already pre-configured, they plug it in, daisy chain it, comes up, the DND's set, their call routing's all set because we do that ahead of time. It's a no-brainer. Some folks want that professional touch. We can do that. We can deploy somebody out to do a professional install, but the training will be done by our internal folks. So we'll do a hands-on call with either all the users and the admin together, or the admin separate and the users. We'll demo the portal. We'll show them the handsets. All the functions that they would use the most: call conferencing, call transfer, parking a call, and all that stuff. And actually, we have a nice slick that comes in it's a laminated card that comes in each device, in each handset, and on one side it has all the functionality of the handset. On the back side it has all the portal shortcuts to how to use the portal. So stuff that I want to change the auto attendant hours, I want to change that kind of stuff. So we've done a good job there. And then also for partners that want to do the installs themselves and get certified, we can certify you as a partner of Impact. and then when we charge the customers, we can actually in turn charge you or pay you, or you can charge them on your own paper and be that install person. So it's another way to make some extra cash on the inside. The going rate usually for an install on hosted is like $25 a seat, I think I've seen, with a minimum $200 charge out there in the world. So there's some upfront money to make on it that way if you want to do that. Plus the customer gets a better warm fuzzy when you're back. You sold it to them, you come in and help them. And I know I went and did an install with Benny before. They just like that, right? Somebody in there, as opposed to just taking them out of the box and plugging them in. So, especially if it's a bigger one, because there's more handsets, right? So making sure the right handset's on the right desk and all that kind of thing. Go ahead to the next one. Any questions on that? Am I talking too fast? Okay. So hosted fax, we have a few flavors. We have inbound only, $4.99 a month. We have inbound, outbound, $12.90 a month. It's per user per month. And then $14.99, which inbound, outbound, and it's HIPAA compliant, right? If the customer wants to switch to hosted fax, this is the product. If they want to use their fax machine, our network doesn't support T38 very well, so a SIP trunk off of our network to their fax machine is not a good option. Keep a POTS line, or if it's an AT&T market, I'll sell them a POTS line, all right, to do that. Because a lot of the companies, like the medical world and the legal profession, they still want that paper copy. They've got to have that script or whatever it is at the medical office. I would stick with the POTS line and the fax machine that's working. But folks that are just looking for a fax solution, this works really well. It's got a portal, you turn it into a PDF, you send it out, it comes into an email box, you can make it a general email box that everybody can access however you want to do it. Go ahead.
So in the AT&T market, so like down here, so what do you sell analog lines for?
I have a slide on that.
Oh,
But it's $29.99.
$29.99
Yeah.
for POTS line?
Yeah,
Oh.
for a single POTS line. Yeah. That's a basic POTS line, no features. That's AT&T only.
But like for faxing, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, for customers who want a single invoice or, whatever. Or they're trying to replace an alarm line or an elevator line, yeah. So for this market down here in South Florida where it's AT&T, that's a good play. If it's a Verizon territory or a CenturyLink or whatever, those are not good territories for us because they keep changing the tariffs, which keeps changing our rates, which it's hard to lock somebody down when they keep doing that. So I sell a lot of this as well as an add-on. Some people like the inbound only, but mostly it's the $12.99. Go ahead. I hate to keep asking you the first one.
That's all good.
Audio conferencing, for folks that still sell that, you can add it on to our bundle. 200 minutes, $9.99 a month, and then 49 cents, 4.9 cents a minute over. It's reservationless, you have your own bridge, you set it up, whatever. You sell one to the receptionist, she shares it out for people that need to do it. I think that's kind of the way I've done it in the past. Or you can sell one to everybody if you like. Go ahead.
You mentioned SIP trunking,
Yep.
and that you are a port-based service.
Mm-hmm.
So can you explain that? How many lines? Do you have any simultaneous calls?
So each handset, we don't do call paths, first of all. We're not like, say, a Broadview or somebody like that. We don't do call paths. Every handset has an in and an out, right? So there's two paths there. And we don't, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't,
Dynamic allocation?
yeah, it's the word I'm trying to.
So, are you talking specifically some chunking, or are you talking hosted PBX?
Well, my question is, I'm used to selling hosted, I sell on raw stock. It's almost like unlimited paths, infinite calls as you want, depending on the volume that goes on.
Yep.
In your case, what is that?
So the reason Ed struggled with that is because he doesn't know the question, he doesn't know the answer, because it's an acceptable use policy.
Right.
So we have multiple call paths that sit behind one session that we sell to you. So generally, we don't see customers that are bumping into those paths. So for example, if I do a conference call on my hosted seat and I add 6 lines to that call, I'll let you do that. I'm not going to say because you have 2 licenses for 2 different hosted seats that you can stop in 2 sessions. That make sense?
Yes.
So we did feel comfortable ever defining what that looked like, because we've never on our network had a need or desire to have to do so. So we've been fairly flexible in letting that oversubscribe.
So
Right.
we sell 20 seats, how many simultaneous calls?
Oh, well over 60.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I see.
I was trying not to, I didn't want to overstate that, but yeah.
And so the answer to that is there is an immense amount of headroom for our
I
license.
see. Okay. And then, is it only a 3-year contract?
Yeah, well, so it's only a 3-year if they want the handset included.
I
If we
see.
start going 2-year, I can include the handset, but the pricing goes up substantially, right? So it depends on the model, it depends on the term. But we, 2-year, that's all 3-year pricing that I had up on the screen.
So if they wanted 1 year, would you do it 1 year?
We can do it, we would just have to bump up the cost of the seat.
What ends up happening is if we're taking the handset, which is a fairly large capital expense, and we're amortizing that handset based on the term of the agreement. So it's in the best option of the customer to choose a 3-year agreement because they're getting much better financing terms. So the economies usually work better. If a customer wants a 2-year or 1-year deal, that's got plenty of different pricing to try to help make that deal work.
Yeah.
It just sometimes becomes a little less palatable because a $150 phone is now cut over 12 months instead of 36. And it makes the deal appear to be quite a bit more expensive. When originally it's not, because they're just paying more for the phone,
Yes.
but it looks that way.
So to case in point, the sound station, the conference room phones, right, the Starfish phones, those are $5,000, $6,000, those are $450, $600 phones. On a seat, it looks like $37 a month or whatever, from usually $37 and up, right? So if they wanted to buy the handset outright, it would be a $19.99 seat. So some of the folks I've been doing quotes for have been doing that. They've been buying the conference room phone outright and then just putting it on a $19.99 seat. So they don't have to, because at the end of the term, it's all paid for, yeah.
So they can buy their own polycoms?
Yeah, we'll sell them, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If they want to do a 1-year term, now 1 year is as low as we go. If they want to buy the handsets up front, you know, our product's kind of built, the way it's productized and priced is to avoid them having to do that. But if they want to do that, sure, sure. I mean, to your point, if it's a bunch of 300s, the cash outlay is not that high. But if it's a 500, you know, like 2500s, that gets pricey. So, go ahead. Okay, so did I answer all the hosted questions? Anybody else have any hosted questions? Have I lost everybody? Okay, the other product we sell is we sell SIP trunks. We sell SIP trunks, and it's SIP trunks like you know SIP trunks, right? It's a call path. It's native into an asterisk box or whatever. If they want an ad, if they have a different kind of PBX and they need an AdTran, we can sell them an AdTran. But most of the time we do native if we can. And if it's on Impact Network, if the call stays on the Impact Network, it's free calling anyway. Go to the next one if you don't mind. So we have 2 flavors of SIP trunking. We have unlimited local, which is $13.99 a month, and then we have unlimited long distance, which is $19.99 a month, and there is an acceptable use policy on that, usually about 1,000 minutes. That's probably what you're going to get per call path on the unlimited LD. So guys don't buy our trunks and hook them up to dialers and start blasting out, you know, short term and all the other stuff that they're doing. The default LD rate on this is 2.9 on the local SIP trunk. You can buy buckets of minutes. We sell them. 1,000 bucket is like $24, so it's 2.4 cents, and then it goes down from there. 5,000 is like 5,000 is $110 a month. So minimum 6 channels on the unlimited LD, and then 1 DID per channel, minimum 6 on the SIP trunking. So for all you guys out there connecting SIP trunks to whatever PBX is out there, we can do it. And it's priced pretty well. Actually, we just closed a 50 seat deal, or 50 trunk deal for one of Dan's subs last month. So, nice deal. Yes, sir.
Can you give the client DIDs in most markets?
We can give clients DIDs pretty much nationwide. We're not international, we're not in Canada. I can't do London, I can't do any of that. Our call rates to international, we're very strong in the international market on the LD side. That's not like bulk LD deals, that's not my forte. I don't play in that space too much. We have a group that does that, but as a result of the volume that we do, our international LD rates are really, really good. Did you want to say something? No? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. And then this is another sweet product that we do. A full PRI for $200. That's a PRI, including the AdTran router and 20 DIDs, all for $200, SIP-based. And we sell these all day.
How do you deliver that?
SIP.
Oh, through Sutron.
Yep, SIP. And we provide the AdTran router with it. So at that point, the customer's just, it comes with 1,000 free minutes of LD too. But the customer then is on the hook for LD only. It's unlimited local. Again,
NI2 signaling on that?
sorry?
That's NI2 signaling?
Yes, ma'am.
That's really-
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's a full-fledged PRI. Yep.
So it'll work with the customer's legacy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, because the AdTran router with an Amphenol handoff to whatever PBX they got, you know, we sell a lot of these. And then build your own PRI. You can, you know, minimum of 6 channels, $13.99 per path. Once you get to 12, it makes sense just to buy the full PRI. There's 20 DIDs that come with it. And then an overage rate for DIDs, once you get over 20, they're 50 cents a piece. If you got a bunch of them, we can probably ICB it down to like 25 cents a piece.
Are you pretty flexible with porting DIDs without here?
We're really, yeah,
Anywhere?
we're really good at it. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
And everyone delivers it SIP anyway.
Not, you'd be surprised. I got quotes the other day, people were looking for T1s, they wanted a
I'm saying
T1
all
PRI.
that SIP
It's like, why?
converted back
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, you know why they do that? They're afraid of QoS.
Yeah, that's really the caveat. It's not
And
the SIP part.
I know FPL's going, the glutton of bandwidth that's out there, QoS really isn't an issue anymore. I mean, you don't have a lot of customers having call quality issues with the amount, even the cable companies, what's Comcast doing down there? 100 by what, 10 or 100 by?
20.
Yeah, it's crazy for like, what, $300, $400 a month, whatever it is? Not
But
less than
you have
that?
really good
Yeah,
backup
jeez.
redundant solutions.
Yeah. Well, the call pass 90K. I mean, unless they're doing, again, like big CAD files or their radiology units sending, you know, X-ray or MRI scans, they should have no problem. So that's this product. Go ahead. Wow. This is our POTS line. Again, AT&T markets only, $29.99 for a featureless trunk, for an alarm line, a fax line, a elevator line, whatever. It's a good thing for customers that want a single bill when you're trying to move them off Windstream or somebody and you want to give them SIP trunks, but they need that POTS line. We can do that in AT&T markets. And I think the FARF is like $11, something like that. I do this like they're usually add-ons just to whatever deal we're selling, you know, a PRI or a hosted deal or SIP trunking deal. But CenturyLink and Verizon, that's a no-go as of right now. Go ahead.
Only 400 more slides to go.
Yeah. No, believe me, the deck they sent me was almost 60. So, domestic long distance and toll-free services. We have a wholesale group. You got 1 million minutes a month you want to park, you know, you're looking for a home. You can bring it to me, I'll run it to that group. We need CDR, I guess CDR is pretty much all we do. We do LCN routes or I'm not really versed in that space, but we do a lot of those deals. We have a dedicated team that does nothing but big, large, and we have some large customers, including most of the carriers that you guys are selling already. Again, if you have an opportunity, I think 1 million minutes a month is kind of what we're looking at, right? Just send it to me and we'll run up the flagpole. But I can tell you right now, if you don't have a CDR, it's not going to get priced. It's just not. If the customer can't produce a CDR, then they're really not serious about getting anything done. Go ahead. I'm almost done, folks, I promise. International long distance, again, if you guys need international long distance, we're really, really good at it. The pricing's crazy. Again, that's another one of those deals. You just throw it to me and we'll price it out and we'll go from there. Partner program. You guys are signed up through TCG. TCG is our large master agent. I think one of our biggest master agents, if not the biggest. I've known Dan for a long time. I've actually been a competitor of Dan's, and now we're a partner of Dan's. I've done some business with some of the folks in the room, so really excited about the opportunity. Pretty much standard stuff, partner portal, dedicated channel manager, that's me. Marketing support, customized collateral if you want it. Simple as sending me a logo and tell me, you know, contact information, whatever you want on the marketing materials. I've got some examples of it here on the folders. If you guys want to take them with you and take a look at it, it's really simple to get done. U.S.-based customer service, where's in Alabama?
Atmore, Alabama.
Atmore, Alabama. I can remember.
Original Trinsic call center.
Yeah, original Trinsic.
Trinsic is a business for you guys.
Yeah. Technical support, really good stuff. Our tech support's great. Our engineers are great. Our service delivery group, we'll go into that real quick. Service delivery. So, for those of you that don't know me, Service delivery is like my biggest pet peeve because when you sell a deal and I put it in, I don't want to hear about it, right? I want it to get installed, get done correctly, and then you go on to the next one and I move on. I don't want it coming back into my lap. The guys, the folks, I shouldn't say guys, the folks at Impact are amazing at it. I mean, they're really, really on their toes when it comes to porting stuff, when it comes to doing installs. So the details, right? You get a single port, you submit an order through me, it goes into service delivery. An engineer is going to call the customer, speaking hosted, engineer is going to call the customer, going to go through every step of the install process and gather all applicable information. Their call routing, how they want their DIDs, what hunt groups, every email address for voicemail to email, everything's going to be done up front and then sent over to be provisioned in the handsets. The handsets go out, our folks in operations, well actually, let me back up. As soon as I submit the order, the guys, our service delivery support folks, they send out an email, I swear, not 5 minutes after I get the order submitted, they're sending an email to the customer. Like, hey, this is so-and-so from Impact, this is what the process is going to be, this is who we are, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to get a phone call from so-and-so from in service sales engineering. I mean, they're on top of their game. And we have a call every week where we go over every one of our orders, and they keep you in the loop all the way throughout the process, which a lot of the carriers don't do. I mean, there's some carriers, you don't know where your order is. We ship through NetX, so all our handsets are configured at NetX, shipped out to the customer. We can do, again, a professional install. We walk them through it if they want to do it on their own, however they want to do it. We schedule the training and then the port, right? So we don't normally like to port and train on the same day, just to avoid any mishaps along the way. Customers get familiar with the service. And then anything on the back end, any customer service. One of the good things about our customer service groups is that if you go on the website and you look for customer service, there's a widget where you can do live chat, and they can tell you how to do anything you want to do in that portal to change any of the settings on any of your handsets via chat. You don't have to call anybody. It's really, really sweet. It's really, really a nice function. Go ahead.
So you have performed testing on installs internally, but do you recommend that you do like a network assessment test prior to?
I mean, you can do a site survey if you want. Usually what happens when we do a turn-up, we flesh that stuff out, right? Because you're able to make the first test call, and it's nice to have the IT guy, their IT person on site, because either the internet provider's got SIP ALG turned on or whatever, and it's not good, and you got to fix that. But usually if it's a LAN issue, they can diagnose that. There's so many routers and modems out there with the carriers, the Comcast and cable cos, that we just keep a best practices book so the guys know what they're walking into when they go in and do the call. And they'll ask them all that stuff up front, what's your LAN look like, all that stuff on the sales engineering call. They'll capture all that information. What routers you're using, switches, software, all that stuff. Go ahead. Oh, that's the signed order. So this piece here, credit is approved. Every customer is approved. We don't do credit checks. So I hate saying that out loud, but it's the case. Don't bring me, but yeah.
Bad business, right?
Yeah. Because we won't charge you back. So, service delivery, all that stuff. I just covered that, yeah. And also, the other great thing about our contracts are 3 pages. You got a contract page, the details page, the signature page, and then the LOA. That's it. 3 pages. And then you send me a bill copy and we go from there. So it's not, 12 pages like some of the other carriers we've done with in the past. What else am I thinking? The way I like to work is I don't mind pulling quotes for anybody. I'll pull as many quotes as you want, but do me the courtesy of at least responding back to me to tell me if it's dead or not, right? I don't want to send multiple emails because I have to answer to folks and it's all tracked and all this other stuff. And then the other thing is if you bring me a quote or a solution that you're asking and it's not a fit, I'm going to tell you it's not a fit because I don't want you to waste your time, right? And I don't want you to waste really my time either. So if it's not a fit for us, I'll tell you where to go with it. I mean, I know the marketplace out there. I used to do what you guys do. So I'm more than happy to help out. Also, I'm available for any customer call. I can get a sales engineer on any call. If the deal's of any size and you want me to come down, he can tell you, I'll come down. I'll do whatever it takes to help you guys win. Because if you don't win, I don't win, Impact doesn't win, right? So whatever I can do to help out, just leverage me to the hilt. And folks can tell you my phone's never off, unfortunately.
Where are you based out of?
I'm sorry guys, I'm in Clearwater, Florida. Go ahead. Vinny.
So regarding getting certified, like if we wanted to do the install,
Right.
what's the process?
I would have to hook you up with Karen Laughlin. She's over sales ops. She would be the one that would drive that bus. It's usually a training with them of some sort.
Like online?
Yeah, I think they do a call or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an application you have to fill out.
Yeah, there's a document. I have the document. What?
Credit check.
No, there's no credit check. So that's the impact deal. I would love to get as much business. Any opportunity you have, let me quote it out. I mean, if it's a fit, great. You know, if not, then move on. But I'm here for you guys to leverage as you need. Any questions I can answer? That's a lot of information I know, and I speak fast, so I apologize. All righty. How do you turn it off?
All right, so Ed, thank you very much. Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, bud.
So the takeaways, guys, at least, you know, what I think are the wins for this company are the fact that these guys are giving away free Polycom 400s. If the opportunity is big enough, they can actually go to free Polycom perhaps 500s. They'll do a free install, which is a unique differentiator. I know case by case.
Somebody just almost fell over back there. I'm not supposed to tell you that we're doing free installs right now, but we're doing free professional installs right
Guys, $200 PRIs. That's like probably the least expensive I've seen in the business. So these guys are doing $200 PRIs, which is like insane.
now. And I forgot to mention that right now there's a 2x promo that can get up to 3x.
So right now, 200% upfront for selling their service. I mean, $19.99, free phones. I mean, the list goes on and on. Unlimited domestic long distance, all the features. You know, a quality carrier with a proven background. These guys are not just some new entrant to the market, man. This is a well-established long distance network. But you know, running how many minutes, Don?
About 2.5 billion.
2.5 billion minutes. So this isn't like, you know, some guy out of his, you know, garage starting up a, you know, hey, I'm in business. I got a VoIP company now, man. Sell my service. This is a real company. These guys are going to do, you know, a lot of good stuff, and you know, definitely bring them your opportunities. Ed's one of the best channel managers in the business, and you know.